I told people expect the unexpected, I should say, when it comes to who's going to be entered into the Bed Bucking or Blackaren Hall of Shame from last year here on in, because there's going to be some people that's going to pop up in here that is unexpected, but it is what it is. If they did something Bed Bucking related, they got to get into the category. It just is what it is. So today, Tyrese Gibson will be entered into the Bed Bucking Hall of Shame. And why is he entering in it, you ask? It's because he made this very long post, which I'm going to go into, on his Instagram account, basically saying how he wished he was Latino. And it's based off of a video that he posted of this family getting this man, I guess he's the patriarch of the family, a vehicle or some type of a gift. I believe he was retiring. I'm not sure the entire story, but it's somewhere along those lines. They got him a nice gift, and I believe it was a vehicle of some sort. Then he went into a whole diatribe about how wishing he was Latino. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually read to you while y'all see on the screen the actual post of what he said. And it reads as follows. Sometimes I wish I was born Latino. I mean, the Latin community is grounded in family. Loyal entrepreneurs, businessmen and women literally represent the dream, the grind, the hustle, doing whatever it takes to stick together against all odds. So basically, he's giving them all this praise as if they are the only group of people that can come together and be loyal and all this, that, and the third, while literally about to throw us way under the bus. Tyrese must be unaware of what's going on now with these south of the Bordarians in Chicago, in New York, and other places spread out. Here comes even more BS. If us is, and these are his words, if us is black culture was more grounded in these integral magical nuances of us, we would be dominant. Autocorrect is indeed a thing, but okay. I've learned a lot from the Jewish community, sticking together, eating dinner every Friday together. I've learned a lot about the Muslim community throughout my travels in the Middle East. They have a father structure where they honor their fathers. The Middle East thinking in the mentality is that they would much rather have a son over a daughter, because they know there is nothing like the leadership of a father and a man being the head of the household. I have no idea how we lost our way. We can't get anything done and accomplished as a fragmented culture, insecure, threatened by each other, competitive towards our race, killing ourselves every single day frivolously. The majority of us is black men, and the millions are locked up in prison. Of course, we are all beyond powerful, influential, and successful. But imagine if we all linked up like other communities have linked, poured and built up on each other instead of moving like fragmented and dysfunctional. We have what it takes to take over the world. We are nothing trying to do it alone. Please chime in. Would love to know your thoughts on this. Now, here's the thing. Tyrese wrote that whole bunch of BS literally the day before Black History Month kicked in. He wrote it on January 31st. So I guess this was his way of ushering it in. Instead of putting up a Black History post, now I don't know if he did or if he didn't, but that's besides the point. He posted up something praising this family, and it's nothing wrong because it's a good gesture, and he could have worded this way differently and with less words. But to literally say your first words were, I sometimes wish I was born Latino, and then follow it up with basically throwing black people under the bus, that is very, very, very off code. Why would you do that and not think people were not going to clap back at you? As of right now, of me reading this post, it has 3,594 comments. I'm sure by the time y'all see the video, it'll probably be well over 10,000 comments. Like, what made you think that was a good idea to post this? This entire post, from the first words of you saying sometimes you wish you were born Latino, is rooted in self-hate. Now, mind you, the family that he posted in the video is Mexican. They're not Latino. They're Mexican. He didn't even acknowledge, that they're Mexican. He literally said that this is a Mexican family, and he called them Latino. He didn't say sometimes I was born as a Mexican, from Mexico, or even had some Mexican, in me. Wow. Like I don't know if I could how I could put self-hate into any more words than what he already did. But the fact of the matter is not only did you lift up one community over us, but you completely threw us under the bus in everything you said in the second paragraph on down. The first part was the self-hate when you said sometimes I wish I was born Latino. My thing is this: a lot of black people are under this impression that we are the only group of people that can't get along with each other, or we're the ones that's constantly in a lot of dysfunction, or there's a lot of drama that's going on with us. Granted, yes, it is, but the reason for that is because our stuff is literally put out there for public consumption all of the time. But there are literally other groups of people out there who have problems, if not more than we do. It's just not put out on public display like some form of entertainment. And he should know that, considering the industry he's in. He's been around a lot of dysfunctional people that aren't black. But you want to sit here and praise another group of people and say you wish you was born. I'm like, you do realize a lot of them have anti-black sentiments. You do realize that, right? I mean, my goodness, this is so sad. This is absolutely pathetic. And like I said, what makes matters worse is the fact that he made this post the day before Black History Month on January 31st and thought that was okay. No Black History post, like, none of that. Let's just talk about what this Mexican family did for their loved one and get him a vehicle, and say under it, sometimes I wish I was born Latino, and then you go on the reasons as to why, while throwing us under the bus simultaneously and thinking that people would just be okay with it. Like the fact that he ended it off with, I would love to hear your thoughts about this. What good thoughts did you think people were going to come with is the question. I'm sure the people in that comment section lit him up and tore him a new one 2 ways from Sunday. And I'm not even surprised that that's indeed the case. And they had every right to feel some type of way. Why, Tyrese, would you, a black man, as black as you are, do that and think that that would be okay? And why did you think people would receive it like they would be agreeing with you? Like that made no sense. Now people are going to look at you some type of way, especially because over the years he's been on shaky ground anyway. But people were willing to overlook it and say, he's just maybe going through some things and that. But there's a lot of people who saw this, who was like fans of his. They are cutting themselves off. As a matter of fact, shout out to Nicole's View, because this post I found it out through her on her X account when I saw it on her timeline. And she literally said that she's done with this dude. Like you cannot come back from, it's some things you can come back from, but you cannot. And I mean, you cannot come back from this. I mean, really, that's why I'm leaving this up right here, so y'all can really internalize what he just said, what he posted. Starting off with the self-hate and then throwing us under the bus. No, like you literally killed a whole bunch of birds with one stone with this post. And you think people are supposed to just receive it and agree with it? No, unless they self-hating like you, then of course they're going to agree with it. But for the rest of us who are of sound mind and sane, no, who actually love ourselves despite our flaws, why do you think any other groups are perfect? There is no other perfect group. Then he mentioned he was talking to people in the Jewish community. Again, people like him think that we are the only group of dysfunctional people. And the unfortunate part is there are a lot of other black people out there like that. And then they try to cozy up to the people whose butt they try to kiss. And then they slam the door in their face and they don't even check them. They'll still say it's our fault. So yeah, Tyrese, you have more than earned your entry into the Bed Bucking Hall of Shame. And if you don't do another film after this elongated Fast and the Furious franchise that should have been done, then oh well. I bet you if a lot of black people don't go and support his movies anymore, he'll realize he's black then. Because he's saying he wish he was born Latino. I got a question for you. How many Latino people were running out there to see your movies that were not part of the Fast and the Furious franchise? Let's ask that question. It's amazing how a lot of black celebrities, they get put on and get exposed by mainly black people, but then when they get into a certain position, now they want to cozy up to other groups of people because they think they in and they not in, they still outside. So wonder that, Tyrese, the next time you do a film that's not a part of the Fast and Furious franchise, because that pretty much caters to everyone, not me, but other people, and see how much they support you. Because guess what? After this post right here, you'll be lucky if a slew of black people will support you after that.